guys, Corey here with a new Hip Kit Club scrapbook process video. So it's Sketch Friday, so the challenge is there. The sketch, you can go ahead and find that on the Facebook page for Hip Kit. We post it there, and then of course, you can find out all about our prize, which I think is a $10 gift certificate to the shop. It's all super fun. We also have an extra little bonus today where it has to be a rainbow theme. Of course, the rainbow theme is this week, and last week for the sketch challenge, I went rainbow. That was not the theme, but I did a rainbow, so now I'm doing a new rainbow, but this time I decided I was going to make a rainbow. It's going to be more of a pastel rainbow instead of like a bold rainbow. So if you want to see the bold rainbow, go see last week's page, but this week we're going to do a pastel rainbow using the color kit from April. It's all the Lindy's Stamping Gang, like the powder that you can mix with water, different stuff. So here's what I'm doing. We've got like an orange, a pink, and a blue. And I figured that I could probably get pretty close to, if I used the orange was a yellow, the pink was red, and the blue was blue, then I could mix the colors and kind of get green, purple, and I guess more of like a salmon color, which I guess was going to be more like my orange. So that's what I'm trying to do here, is kind of like a color wheel type of rainbow. So I'm working on it. We'll see. It sort of works. It looks cool at the end. I think this orange was very orange. It was less yellow than it was orange, but you know what? It all works out and it looks pretty fun. So I have these cool little plastic ramekin things. Actually, my best friend gave them to me from her parents. And they were just getting rid of stuff because they retired, and so they were moving into like a way smaller place, and so they were getting rid of all this extra stuff. So I got this huge pack of these plastic ramekin things, and they're perfect for this kind of deal. So you ever need to mix like some colors or something and you want it like contained, these are great. And I've got so many of them, and they were free, which is even better, that I don't have to really worry about like, if, washing them out or anything. I just can throw them away. So it's great. So these are really perfect for this. And okay, so when I was mixing these, the purple was actually kind of the hardest. I had to add colors to get it right. And then this one, it just didn't come out at all, but whatever, it's all good. The page looks cool in the end. So what I did first though, is I did go ahead and put, gesso on my background paper. So I did that because the water, what I don't like on cardstock is when you put watercolors on cardstock and it makes the papers, it breaks down the paper too much. And so I like to put gesso on there. Now the only thing is I would normally put a clear gesso because I've noticed that white gesso and white cardstock are not the same color white, and I don't like that little bit off. But for whatever reason, I can't find my clear gesso. I'm sure one of my kids stole it, so I used white anyhow. And I only applied it in the area in which I was going to go ahead and put the color. I didn't put it over the whole paper because I was hoping that would kind of make it better. So anyhow, just FYI, that's what I did. Now here I'm just testing the colors on watercolor paper to see how close I am to my rainbow theme, and I figure it's close enough. That one, I got a little green into it, so I wanted to fix it because I didn't want it, to get messed up. So anyhow, here's my paper. I did use my heat gun to kind of help it out just a little bit, and I'm just gonna put my color on here up on the top, kind of like in this raised thing. I figured that'd be a great way to do my little rainbow. I gotta tell you, I love that blue. It is so pretty, right? And then once I do this, I'm gonna let it dry. Now when it dries, it's definitely not this vibrant, but I think it looks really pretty all the same. I did like how in that purple, some of the pink hadn't all the way dissolved, and so I got that like pink stripe in there, which kind of gave me the idea to go ahead and, put some drops on there and kind of mix them all together. So, all right, so there's my page, my background, and here's the sketch. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start embellishing my page. Now the water and the gesso and everything else did kind of make that top right hand corner of the paper curl up, and I could not get it to really lay flat afterwards, but luckily, well, most of my pages are like that, so I'm not really too worried about it. But once you put some embellishments, it helps it out a little bit more, but I swear it like curls up. And then here I wanted to use the sticker, but I didn't want it to be all the way stuck down. So I did go ahead and just like put it on paper and then cut it out so I could move it around and stuff like that. Every now and then I do that with stickers because it makes it, I can kind of get some dimension out of them then. And then the other thing, this is so funny, but like all of my pages go in these like square cube things that until I can get them in an album. And they're just next to my desk. Well, I've got 2 really hairy dogs. They're golden retrievers, and their hair just gets everywhere. And before you know it, like, I don't know how it works, but the hair ends up in these cubes. And then if I have stickers that are just kind of like floating, I end up with dog hair on my pages stuck to stickers. I mean, like, what is up with that? It's terrible. And like, I go through there and I like, when I'm vacuuming and stuff, like I even like vacuum inside these things because the pages are in page protector, so it's fine, but it's like inevitable. Dog hair gets everywhere. I don't know what the deal is. And I swear, I would love to vacuum the dogs. I think I actually tried to do that one time and they are not fans of being vacuumed. But, you know, when we're talking shedding season, it would be really easy if you could just have like a furnator or something that was like a vacuum attachment brush that you could like get all that extra hair out of. That would just make life so easy. And I digress. Anyhow, so my page is coming along. So this is a picture I took of me and my daughter when we went to Disney World. There is a new ride in the Animal Kingdom called Flight of the Passage, or it's an Avatar ride. It's really, really cool. But the line can be forever long. So like we got there really early. And so my husband and my teenager decided that they wanted to go stand in line for that, even though we had fast passes for it later on. Well, they were in line for like 90 minutes. Well, me and my youngest were like, well, we've got a fast pass. We don't need to stand in line for that. And her favorite ride is Expedition Everest. So her and I headed over there. Well, everybody in the park is waiting in line for this Avatar ride. And so we literally rode Expedition Everest 9 times in a row. 9 times. We never waited more than like 15 minutes in 9 times. I mean, we just would get off and get right back on. Get off, get right back on. And she was in heaven. And I think by the look on my face in this picture, this must have been towards the end because I'm looking like I'm getting a little crazy. And I guess that can happen when you've been on Expedition Everest 9 times in a row. The upside down in the dark while going backwards can make me a little bit woozy. I mean, not terribly, but, you know, 9 times in, I'm kind of like, whew, I might need a break. So it's definitely an incredible memory. She loves to talk about it, and everybody she talks to, she's like, oh yeah, well, you should go and skip that Avatar ride. If you're going to wait in line, just get a fast pass and then go over and ride Expedition Everest 150,000 times. So, you know, her life was pretty good that day. So I am going to go ahead, make sure I date the page, and put my journaling on there. And it's all about us being on there 9 times. Something just to think about, if you're using like a felt tip marker and you've got gesso on a page, it can really wreck your tip. I've noticed that, like, I didn't really think about it at the beginning, and that gesso, it's rough. It just makes everything a little bit more rough. It's not a smooth finish necessarily. And so just be careful about doing it if you've got an expensive marker. You don't want to wreck your marker just because, you know, you put paint on it. So, well, I'm going to go back and just add in a couple little things because there's some great phrases in these kits, like great time together. Heck, that's a great puffy sticker. I'm getting that on there. And then I put another one that says epic, which quite honestly, I think riding this roller coaster 9 times in a row was pretty epic. At least it was for her. But other than that, y'all, this is done. So here's just a couple of details. Make sure you guys head over to the Facebook page and check out the challenge and all the other examples. They're pretty amazing. The rainbows are just gorgeous. And otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Y'all have a fabulous day. And I guess that's it. You guys, see you later. Bye.